My name is Benj Hemingway. I'm the father of 4 children: Isaac, Evelyn, Ivy, and Joanna. If you ask any parent what their worst fear is, it will probably be the thought of losing a child. In some ways, our experience with our third child, Ivy, was even more agonizing than that thought. Today, I'd like to speak to you about this experience. I hope that it might draw your attention to the hell that the so-called prize of a non-cancerous brain tumour in a child leaves you with, and how the UK community healthcare system is simply not set up to handle it. Ivy was a healthy, happy, and sociable child, full of life. She had an infectious laugh that was iconic. You always knew where Ivy was because you could hear her coming. In September 2021, she was diagnosed with a craniopharyngioma, a benign brain tumour, after being rushed to Sheffield Children's Hospital to undergo 3 rounds of emergency surgery to extract over 500 millilitres of CFS fluid from her brain, undergo a biopsy of the tumour, and insert a shunt. Ivy was discharged to assess what the next steps should be to remove the tumour. A month later, my wife and I were given 3 options. Option 1, do nothing. Wait until Ivy was 7 years old and operate through her nose, as you mentioned. Option 2, proton beam therapy here in Manchester. Or option 3, full resection through a craniotomy. Well, I don't know how many people in this room have ever been in a situation like this, but believe me, it's the worst decision you'll ever have to make. So what do? Well, we deferred to the experts to find out what they would do if Ivy was their daughter. The answer was a simple one. Option 3, operate. We followed their advice and it proved to be the right decision. On the 5th of January 2022, Ivy underwent a 12-hour operation to remove the tumour. We were told that they likely wouldn't be able to get all of it out and it would need some proton beam therapy to get rid of the last portion. To our amazement, our dreams had come true. They managed to resect the entire tumour. We were in the clear, or so we thought. What we didn't know was that when Ivy woke up, our little girl was gone. The moment Ivy woke up, our hell began. Ivy woke up with a series of life-altering changes that made us wonder, where is our little girl? Ivy was gone, and we had a new child. One that had a list of physical and psychological complexities, including irrevocable hormone deficiency and synthetic replacement. Ivy's now on over 20 tablets per day. Personality disorder, physical aggression, violence and verbal abuse. Bowel and bladder incontinence at night. Significant sleep deprivation resulting in the need for a protective hospital bed. Hyperphagia and severe hypothalamic obesity, resulting in Ivy doubling her weight at an alarming rate. In the first 6 months, 1 kilo per week. We thought that at least we would leave hospital with everything that we need, right? Nappies for the incontinence, a community nurse who visits us to support with Ivy's minute-by-minute needs, special needs education, psychological support for Ivy, for us as parents, for my other children who have had to grieve the loss of their sister while learning to love another one. Tragically, none of this was forthcoming. I asked for nappies from my Locala provider. I was told to buy them on Amazon, because that's not how the system works. I asked for psychological support. We lived in West Yorkshire. Ivy was treated in South Yorkshire, and so no one would support. I asked for hydrotherapy for Ivy due to her newfound sensory needs. Not available to us because, again, we were out area. My wife and I needed couples counselling to handle the grief. Sorry, there's a waiting list. Ivy needed an EHCP. It took 2 years to get it. Finally, Ivy needed special needs education. Sorry, that will be a 3-year process. My message to you all is this: in 2024, we are letting our children suffer continuously, allowing relationships to end and families to break apart. Why is this happening? I'll tell you why. Because there's no funding. You need to be in the right catchment area. When the borderline stops, it's someone else's problem. We are playing postcode lottery with our children's health. You need to have cancer to be taken seriously. There is a waiting list. Today, our family doesn't live in the UK. We moved to my wife's native Switzerland, where it took no time at all for Ivy to receive everything she needs. Everything she needs. It seems to me that we are intent on letting families break, relationships to end, and our children to go on suffering. I am blessed to be able to get my daughter and my family the help and care that they so desperately deserve, but not every family can move to Switzerland. What do we do about the next Hemingway family who can't handle the trauma, the agony, the grief, and instead they fall apart? It nearly happened to us. It will happen to someone else. I, for one, will not stop until I leave it better for the next family. Join with me, please, in creating community healthcare reform for children with brain tumours. Thank you.